Hello, Mandel School. So great to be here with you. Thank you, Dean Gilmore, for that introduction. Congratulations to all of the graduates. And what a tremendous honor to receive the Mandel School Advocate for Human Rights Award. This is really obviously an unusual year. It's awkward to be speaking into a camera. I have my notes. I apologize that I can't stare into the camera and make it more personal, but I'll keep trying to look up. But I did want to just say thank you and congratulations. And it is also weird to receive an award for doing the work that you love. I appreciate it and I will treasure this award, but it's also kind of a funny thing. All I've ever wanted to do is to save the world. I really had no career path. My entire philosophy has been, I just want a job where I can do good work, improve the human condition, be challenged, learn something, have fun, work with a cross-disciplinary team to try to do the impossible. Or to use an expression of the president of Florida International University, he likes to say that his job is to help make the impossible possible. And that's how I think those of us who are in social work and nonprofit leadership, that's sort of how we approach the world as well. Basically, all I really wanted was work that spoke to my soul. And after that, I really was interested in what do other people find interesting? What are they recommending in me? What did they see in me? And so my career kicked off at Case Western Reserve University, right here in the Mandel School. And my foundation for my career came in 3 different ways. One was that I took Dr. John Yankee's independent study on grant writing. That was an incredible semester. I learned how to be disciplined about writing grants. I learned how to both receive and take critique. I learned how to be dogmatic about the work and to be detail-oriented. And also, there's a surprising amount of empathy when you write a grant. So that kicked off my interest in grant writing. The second thing was I took Dr. Yankee's class on policy. I learned in that class I wanted nothing to do with policy. It was great. I learned a lot of skills about how to speak with policymakers, about how to engage on political issues, but I left thinking, I don't want to do that. Turns out it's a large part of my job now, so I'm so glad that I had that practical experience. And the third thing came in my practicum. My placement was at CMHA, Cuyahoga Metropolitan Housing Authority, and my very first evaluation as a student, it said, Suzanne needs to work on being more friendly, open, and caring. I thought I was doing a great job because I said hello to people. I felt like that was enough. I came from New York. That seemed really friendly and open and caring. But I had to really learn to adjust to a new environment, to adjust to a different sensibility. That kind of feedback and coaching was critical, I think, to my success. Because then, when I was asked by an employee at CMHA, would I babysit for her family, I was taken aback at first, but I worked on being friendly, open, and caring. And I said, okay, I needed the money, and I had babysat my way through Cornell, so this just seemed like the right thing to do. And that family, that mom, Mrs. Tyler, Zoe Tyler, made a difference in my life. The Tyler family became my primary advocates in my career. They are the ones who really shaped my career moving forward. They were the ones who saw things in me before I saw them in myself. And what's so strange about it is, again, I was the babysitter. So while they saw me as a student, as a graduate student in social work and as a law student, they also saw me as the babysitter. Well, why do I bring this up? What does this have to do with saving the world in my career and making the world a better place? Because you never know who's watching you, and you never know what they're observing. I just kept going through life, just doing what I do, engaging with their children, engaging with the world around me. And whatever it was that they saw in me, they continued to champion my career, based on both seeing me as a student and seeing me as the babysitter. You never know who's watching. And I think that's the thing about being in the nonprofit world and being a social worker. People watch us. Our clients watch us carefully. Everything we do matters. As someone who works on a campus, every comment matters that we make to students. You may think it's a throwaway comment to tell a student they did a great job, but what they hear from you as a leader is, oh my gosh, a leader noticed me. Every move matters. Paying attention to every move that you make matters. But how do you do that? If you're interested in doing work that matters to your soul, if you're doing Soulcraft, you just live your life this way. Everything you do, whether you're at work or whether you are babysitting, a hobby, I guess that was for me, it's my Soulcraft. I care about people. Babysitting was just caring about people. So when you do what you love, when you're involved in Soulcraft, when you're involved with work that really is important to your soul, everything that you do matters. Everything that you do speaks for your work. People pay attention. The author Nassim Nicholas Taleb has a book called Skin in the Game, and he talks about the importance of having soul in the game. Soul in the game is when you have a purpose, a mission. You're working for the sake of others. That's what we do as social workers and nonprofit leaders. Your priorities are clear and your identity is clear. That's what I mean by working and living really focused on your soul. That's all I've ever wanted to do. I had soul in the game. And as a result, people recommended me for different jobs. I never had an intention to be a president. It was not on my radar. I never aspired to work in philanthropy. It wasn't on my radar. I didn't aspire to work at Tri-C. It wasn't on my radar. But what I did was I remained open, and I listened to what people recommended. I listened for what was calling my soul. And ultimately, what I tried to do was to always think about, is this true to me? Is this true to how I want to help humanity? I followed the recommendations of people like the Tylers, and every time I followed those recommendations, it took me to a new world, a new experience, something that fit all of my criteria. It was fun, it was challenging, it was impossible, but not on my radar. Had I tried to design the perfect life for me in a very logical and academic way, I don't think I would end up here. I don't think that I would have been able to do such varied things. But instead, I was focused on a purpose and living my mission, living my priorities. If you can do that, if you can find what nourishes your soul, if you can work in that way that's about Soulcraft, you too will have an exciting and an adventurous life. And so as you head out into the world, I implore you to please listen to your soul, because your soul and the world are rooting for you. We need you. We look forward to hearing and seeing where your soul takes you. Thank you so much and congratulations.